Time to focus on number 8 in the list of top 10 games in Hillsboro Hops history and bring in the principal figure who in the Hops inaugural season, in the heat of the pennant race, final weekend of the year, threw a no-hitter in Boise, August 31st, 2013. It was a great day for the Hops, and it was a great day for Kyle Schepel. Kyle, how are you?
I'm good, Rich. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Now, it's been almost 7 years as we speak. You're at your home in Norton Shores, Michigan. And what have you been doing during the shutdown?
Not a whole lot. So I'm working managing a gym. That's one of the hard hit places. Along with all the other businesses right now during this COVID-19. But I've been focusing on just cleaning the gym and everything, kind of getting it ready to reopen. But also had a ton of downtime. We just bought a house. My wife and I, Emily, she's been very supportive during this, and we're getting used to being around each other a bunch. So I've been doing a lot of house projects, power washing the deck and whatnot. So we're staying busy.
Now, how long have you known Emily?
I met her in 2014, actually. So I think it's been just about exactly 6 years, just over 6 years that I've known her. I met her when I was playing in South Bend, actually, for the Silverhawks, which is kind of funny, cool connection there.
Sure. And your playing career continued until the 2018 season. So I guess 2014 to 2018, you guys knew each other, but you were on the road a lot, and now you're not. That's a big adjustment, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's a big adjustment for sure. Being gone 5-6 months and then being home, 6 months. And then especially, so I was working full time. Now all of a sudden we're here together all the time. It's a big adjustment, but we're doing well.
Good. Well, before we get into the specifics of the game, let's put it into context. First off, earlier that year, mid-April, when you were one level up in the Diamondbacks organization with South Bend in the Midwest League, I guess that would be the year before you met Emily. You had thrown another complete game no-hitter. This one, a 7-inning job as part of a doubleheader. Tell us about that one.
Yeah, so that was my second career start. So I got signed out at Indy Ball. So I played, I had a number of starts there. But this was my second ever start, with a minor league team.
In affiliated ball, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in affiliated ball. And so I was just out there, I think it was really cool. It was the beginning of the season. It was in Lansing, Michigan, which was cool because it's close to home, or relatively close to home. And I just remember it was cold, and I was like, I'm gonna get out there, throw strikes. And I was like, thank goodness I'm throwing the first game of this doubleheader, so I can get in there and get out as quick as possible. And I know I had a couple of really good defensive plays behind me. I want to say maybe Alex Glenn, Breland Elmadova made a couple of really nice plays in the outfield, diving catches. But yeah, just trying to pound the zone, and it worked out.
So it's your second year of pro ball. It's your first as a member of a major league organization. The Hops are fighting for a playoff spot. The final 3-game series of the year, the Hops elimination number is 2. To have any chance at the postseason, the Hops likely need a sweep of the 3-game series in Boise. You have the start in game number 1. You say your body feels like a ton of bricks because you had the bus ride that day. Did you feel any pressure coming in?
I mean, to an extent, just because I hadn't been with the team for the majority of the year. I was in South Bend and Visalia a little bit, so it's like, okay, well, you got to prove to these guys, I'm trying for them. I'm not just kind of giving up on it or whatever. So, I felt a little bit of pressure that way, just that I didn't want to let my teammates down. But I think having that long bus ride, and then the guys on the team are real cool, and they were, real good guys to be around, and kept it light. And, I did feel a little bit on my back, like, hey, we got to get going. If we lose this one, then we're just done. I don't want to go out like that. Me personally, I knew it was my last start, so I was going to give it everything I had. Didn't matter how I felt.
Yep. And early on in that game, did you feel locked in?
No, not at all. I remember the first, I'd have to look at the stats exactly, but I remember I gave up, 3 hard hit balls, thankfully right to our fielders. I don't think I threw very many pitches in that first inning, but I'm pretty sure they were all hard hit balls. At least that's what I remembered. And I was like, man.
Here, in my scorebook, the leadoff batter of the game, Sean Dunston Jr., I say F8 385. So he hit a ball 385
Yeah.
feet.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So that's how it started that first inning. And I was like, I just try to throw strikes. And then after that first inning got over, my body started to loosen up a little bit, even with all the warm-up I had done before. I started to loosen up, get some adrenaline going, and get a little bit more locked in.
And this was a bit of an oddity in that Josh Parr, the Hop's second baseman that night, muffed a hopper that was a clear error in the bottom of the third inning. But the scorer in Boise gave the batter a base hit. I mean, it was so bad that after the inning, I went and I asked him about it, and I don't normally do that. And as the innings went on and Boise didn't have another hit, he was feeling pressure, not just from me, but from other people in the press box. Hey, we got to change this call. That shouldn't be a base hit. That should be an error. There should be a 0 on the under the Boise hit column on the scoreboard. Was there discussion in the Hops dugout before that change was made about how the play should have been ruled an error?
Not that I can remember. At least I didn't have any discussions with anyone. I just remember I think it was a pretty well hit ground ball to him. It bounced up here and it kind of deflected off his glove, which, he makes that play 99% of the time. He's a great fielder, great teammate. And it just so happened he just got his glove up there a little bit later. Can't remember exactly what happened with it, but he usually makes that play.
Yep.
And I just, I think I just kind of picked him up the dugout, which, that happens, not a big deal. I didn't think much of it. Third inning, it's okay, whatever. They're probably going to get another hit, they're not going to get hit in my mind, but realistically speaking, they're probably going to get a hit.
Yeah, and you're not thinking no hitter. It's the third inning.
Yeah.
Right. So, finally the scoring decision got changed. It came during the top of the 8th inning. While the Hops were batting, he changed the call. Boise's hit total on the scoreboard quietly went from 1 to 0. When did you notice?
I think I noticed in that inning. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. It's like, as I was, thinking to myself, that probably should have been an error. But I was like, well, not much I can do about it. If they change it, they change it. And then when they did change it, like, oh, that's pretty cool. Felt the pressure a little bit, but, I was like, hey, just keep doing what you're doing. I pitched for a long time and, pretty high pressure situations. And just like, hey, it's still 60 feet, 6 inches, just attack the hitters and make them hit it and just keep doing what I've been doing all night.
Common baseball etiquette or superstition is that players don't talk to or even approach a pitcher while he has a no-hitter in progress. And from the 3rd into the top of the 8th, you didn't have a no-hitter. When the call was changed, do you remember, was there a noticeable murmur in the Hops dugout about it as people noticed, wait a minute, things are a little bit different now?
Nothing much that I can really remember. We're still out there trying to win the game. I don't remember exactly how many runs we had at that point, but we were still trying to win the game because, like you said, we had to keep winning. So it was a pretty serious, mood the whole time. I don't remember anything specific. Maybe when we got to the 9th inning, then it was a little more real. And, because I know where we're at, obviously. I know what's going on. So I try to keep my focus on the field and not look around and see what other people are talking about, which I'm sure they are. But try to keep my focus.
Yeah, and up in the press box, I'm feeling the heat. I'd had the chance to call 3 previous no-hitters as a professional baseball broadcaster, but at some point during that game, I looked it up, and the previous there had been one quote unquote complete game no-hitter a few years back that was in a rain-shortened 5-inning game. Other than that, there had not been a complete game no-hitter, even a 7-inning game in the Northwest League in 20 seasons. And so you're trying to throw the first complete game no-hitter in the Northwest League in 20 years. And as the Hops are batting in the top of the 9th inning, what's going on in your gut? How are you handling it?
Yeah, so I felt pretty good at that point. Like I said, I got into a rhythm after that first inning, especially, and I think my slider was working real well. And I was just kind of trying to stay focused and almost like, all right, guys, let's get going. You'll make good contact, but if you get out, you get out. Let's get this going. I just want to get back out there and finish this thing, just because, it was so close. I just, wanted to get out there and attack them.
Yeah, and in the ninth inning, David Bodie led it off, and of course Bodie went on to play in the major leagues with the Chicago Cubs. You struck him out, and then Sean Dunston Jr. comes up again. You retire him on a ground ball to short. You're 1 out away. Carlos Penalver, their number 2 hitter, is at the plate. You work him, I think, to a 1-2 count. What do you remember about that pitch?
Yeah, so I mean, I remember just kind of I can't remember if I shook off or anything, but I just remember he's not going to get a hit, that whole last inning, but especially that last time. I was like, all right, I got 2 strikes. There is absolutely no – I will walk him before he gets a hit, That's kind of the same thought I had earlier in the year at Lansing too. They are absolutely – if they're going to hit the ball and get a hit, it is – it's not going to happen. There's no possibility.
They'll need a boat oar to do it, right?
Exactly. So I just remember we're going with my slider. It's been my best pitch all night, and I just I just had amazing intent on that pitch and just threw it, pretty much as hard as I could and tried to make it just the best pitch possible. And I'm pretty sure I think it was a little away, and I think he struck out on it. Yep. And it was just that was a fun time for sure. Everyone, I wish it was at home, but it doesn't matter. The team came running and. Someone, maybe, I don't know if it was Will Conte or Jared Bradley or someone got me in the face with shaving cream, and it was pretty fun.
Right. What an incredible moment. Catcher Yospel Gutierrez, by the way, did you feel like you were on the same page with him all night long?
Yeah, Goody, he's a good guy. He, I've pitched him a few other times that year, and it's been it was, a little hit or miss, but he was always there working hard for me. And because, he kind of realized, the better the pitcher does, it makes him look better too, and he wants to win and have the team succeed. So we had figured it out that game, right? Hey, this pitch is working. So let's stick with it. And, he did a great job behind the plate. And yeah, it was a really fun way to end it.
Perhaps most incredible in all this, that was your last professional start. You played 5 more seasons in professional baseball. I think you made almost 140 more appearances, but never another start. Did you ever think to yourself, guys, I threw 2 no-hitters in 1 season. I should be given a shot as a starter?
I mean, a little bit. I went to the instructional league that fall there after that season, and I worked on starting there too. But really honestly, from day one when they were talking to me, they kind of saw me more as a Max Everett kind of back-end bullpen guy. So that, I transitioned into that the next year. And I did pretty well there. And actually, I really liked pitching out of the bullpen, honestly. That was a lot of fun. But it does that, every once in a while across your mind, it's like, what, I think I threw pretty well as a starter. But, it's just kind of how it works. You got to roll with the punches and kind of go with it.
Yeah, there was a guy named Tom Dries with Vancouver in AAA baseball, and I want to say about 1990, who threw 3 no-hitters in 1 season. And when I think of guys who threw 2 in 1 season, I think Nolan Ryan may have done it. Virgil Trucks with the Tigers did it back in the 1950s. There haven't been many. Major and minor league baseball, there have not been a lot of guys to throw 2 no-hitters in 1 season. But in one sense, you might stand above all the rest, because 30 career starts in professional baseball, including your time in independent baseball, 2 complete game no-hitters. I think we're approaching 20,000 people to play Major League Baseball. I don't know how many have played minor league baseball, 250,000, 500,000. I don't know. But there probably isn't anybody who has a better ratio of no-hitters to career starts than you. Do you ever think about that?
I mean, a little bit. That next year when I came in, like, hey, you're going to be a reliever, and I was like, okay, that's cool. So you think about that, it's like, I only had 1 season here starting, but it's just kind of interesting, a little fun fact to think about there.
Now you can pass that one along to your family. Of all the guys ever to play pro ball, I probably have the best ratio of no-hitters to career starts. You ended up topping out in AAA baseball. Your career continued through 2018, last year back in independent baseball with Sioux Falls. But as you look back at your professional playing career, what are your best memories?
I mean, both those no hitters are definitely up there. Like especially that one in Hillsborough. Just the fact that it was my last start, my last professional start, and then just kind of everything going up to it, the whole season, up and down season, the travel before, how I felt, and I don't know that it was the 9-inning no hitter. That was pretty cool. I mean, I don't know if I've really ever thrown a 9-inning complete game, let alone a 9-inning no hitter. So that was really cool. Winning a couple of playoff series with Visalia the following year. We lost in the finals. I think we lost in Game 5 of the finals, which was tough, but had a couple real good memories there. And then winning the Southern League championship with Jackson when I was with the Mariners in 2016. That was pretty awesome as well.
So you got a AA ring.
I do. Yeah, that was a fun team. We had a star-studded team. So.
Oh, good for you. I mean, speaking of stars, 3 years ago, you were part of the Nationals organization, and one of your teammates was Victor Robles. Did you have a rooting interest in last year's World Series?
Oh, yeah, I was definitely rooting for them. I still got, a couple friends in the organization. And from day one of spring training with him, Robles was actually he was right next to me in my locker mate. I didn't really talk to many people that spring training. I just didn't know many people, but he was right next to me, and he was a hard worker. And then I played with him for the majority of that season. And he's a real good guy, very talented, and honestly pretty mature for his age too. So that was fun to see, and then fun to see him play on the biggest stage and do really well, along with the rest of the guys out there that I played with a little bit or saw during spring training.
Yeah. Well, Kyle, it was so nice having you part of the team back in 2013, and you were with us just briefly, but you were a big part of Hops history, and your no-hitter, August 31st, 2013 in Boise, is still the only complete game no-hitter in the Northwest League in the last quarter century. So congratulations on that, and we wish you the best.
Yeah, thank you, Rich. I really appreciate you having me on here.
All right, thanks a lot. Look forward to talking with you down the road. Good luck.
Thanks.